All right, hello. Uh, this topic is mental health. Uh, the YouTube channel, they kind of recommend things for you when you're trying to like build your YouTube channel or whatever, and they said that this month was mental health awareness and whatnot. And I was like, okay, that'd be kind of an appropriate topic because we're in such weird times right now. People are off. I had a great discussion with a friend. We met up and we love talking about human behavior and just we people watch and we dissect them and talk about our own stories and anecdotes and how weird people have been getting. And I told them that I've had tons of data, like legit data, statistics of just how peculiar people can be just with my nonprofit alone. Um, in terms of people and their selfish behaviors when you kind of ask for the simplest things, the simplest requests, nothing that can burden them in any way, shape, or form, and yet they still don't do it. And it's really interesting because you kind of just like look at those people and you go like, why? But then the answer really it just comes down to that's why like we are not in a utopia society nor can we really be one currently because of just the way people are shaped. Now, mind you, a lot of this information is coming from, you know, the United States, a particular state, in a particular city, particular time of day, and all that jazz. A lot of variables go into it. I'm sure. What's the prime example? Like if you go to Sweden or something, like it's all happy-go-lucky there with the crime rates low, and the scenery beautiful. But anyway, so it just kind of gets you into like the mental health aspect of things. We've had fires and we've had weather things happened. I wish I knew more East Coast people that could tell me about the weather in that area. We have politics for the United States. We're going to have a presidential election coming up, so that's going to be big. Who's going to be our president for the next 4 years? That plays to people's mental health because we are divided into two parties and can not be thought of as anything more than that. We're either red or blue. There's nothing else, which is not true, but for some it is. And then it just gets into all kinds of stuff. Uh, then a lot of the mental health kind of aspects is obviously the pandemic, where it's like, I guess speaking only for the United States, other countries I think are kind of going back to normal because they've handled their stuff, and then because we are a stubborn bunch of what's the word I want to use, um, mutts, because we've come from other countries and stuff that we some of us don't want to wear the masks, and then they get people sick and whatever, and so the cycle continues. And then even though uh, numbers are okay, the death toll is not terrible. I think we've only reached around 1 million or so worldwide, which is pretty good for 7 billion people. Um, and I'm not trying to like belittle it or anything. I'm just stating that figure wise. But anyway, but those all play to the mental health is what I'm trying to say. And just people are weird. You stay inside all day, you get antsy. Makes you question yourself. It just makes you think a lot. Like, should we be homeowners? You know what I mean? Is renting the more appropriate thing? Because should we be creatures that are constantly on the move? Would that help? With our mental state? How did it work for like the pioneer days? Indian tribes. I think they bounced around for the most part, but stuck around places where at least food was, you know, present. But yeah, so it just kind of makes you think, like, what's making us crazy? Are you a pill popper? Are you taking pills to dull your senses? Are you playing video games to dull your senses? Is your lack of entertainment, how reliant are you on entertainment? Is that dulling your senses because you don't get what you want to have? Too much TV time, is that messing with your brain? I was chatting with, you watch enough of these murder shows, forensic files, cold case files, and stuff. It starts to get to you. You're like, oh man, everyone's a killer. So it's just like, and the same goes with any other show, too much drama, too much sass. Those reality shows, a lot of cussing and a lot of BS politics, or just like, that can get to you after a while too. That plays the moods. And I personally haven't exercised in a while just because the weather's shifting and everything I've done was outside. Gyms are closed, so it's like can't be doing the weights and all that. And so it's weird times. You're not you have to adapt. For me in particular, a lot of weird personalities is priorities with people. It's like when you're trying to start a nonprofit and it's like, hey, my end goal is just to help the world. You think you think in a way that would take precedence, but it doesn't until you prove yourself. Because I'm in the beginning stages, so I'm that first recruit. I'm a bench warmer right now. People say you need a little more credibility behind your belt for us to take you serious. So right now I'm definitely on everyone's bottom pile of tasks to do. And that plays to my mental health because I'm just kind of going, man, I really just want to like get this going and help the world and blah blah blah. But everything's slow because to other people, priority is okay. How can we get this kids back into school safely? I say kids in school because my nonprofit works toward putting solar onto schools and stuff like that. So it's like you know they have legitimate priorities. They have their own thing, and they gotta consider it. But it's just funny because, I was saying with my friend when we met up, it's like, and he said it first, and I was like, oh my God, man, I could hug you. He was just saying, like, we have more time. And I've said this before myself. I'm like, we all have more time. I kind of use the workout schedule where people are like, I don't have time for the gym. I work, family, I'm tired, blah, blah. And now it's like, I work from home. I take a lot of, it's like we have more time. And technically, we have more time. If you calculate not having to commute to work, that's the hour you work out. If it takes you 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get to a job and that's one way, back, that's an hour workout you could be doing. There's time, and yet people still don't do it. People still don't work out now. People have their own like angst and worries. Oh my God, how do I parent my child now, or teach my child as I'm working from home too, which is a legitimate excuse. But still, you just kind of like ask yourself, like, we have more time to like really flourish, and be something with this planet. But it's like, how are we not stepping up? Instead, we're just kind of like waiting. We're a species of waiters. Like, all right, it's gonna come around eventually. We can go back to normal eventually. Somebody who's not me is gonna take care of this. And it's just like, from my own personal examples, that's just not how it works. You just have to keep on doing. You personally have to keep on doing everything yourself and have to give it 110% every time. It's going to be your most exhausting life. You'll live 50 plus years and you'll just be purely exhausted because you just have to constantly give yourself that much energy. You got to put that much in, 110%, just to make the world better. And that's even like a micro bit better. Otherwise, it goes to crap quickly. It goes to crap way quicker than it can be better, which is a shame. We make the things better, but that's like in a span of 100 years. You look back from the industrial age to now. Sure, not as much pollution because we're not using coal anymore, but it's just like then we create new problems and new issues and stuff like that. So it plays to like what kind of world, it makes you question if we have like a hobbit world, the beautiful hillside homes and all that stuff. It's like, will that play better? Do we need more nature in our concrete jungles? Stuff like that. What will help to make the mental health better? For me personally, I found that mental health is better when I help people. I just I feel like we as a population are already trying to just make our lives better. I gotta think of number one first before I can help number two, which is like fair enough. But at the same time, I feel like if you help somebody, it'll come back to you. I've already witnessed it personally where by just helping people have helped me back. And it's just, it sounds like, no duh, Jeff, but it's just like also, yeah, like that's, that's how you could help yourself, your mental state. Something in my brain just says you're happier when you see other people that are happy, when you make other people that are happy. When you just take it, I don't know, you just feel like the man in the high castle, or what's a good metaphor? Just the 1%. You just feel like alone. You just feel alone. You're just a population of one. One, man on an island or something like that. Just all those things. It's just, so yeah, you work on you, you improve on you, but you never like take too much from other people, and you always try to help them, and you just kind of go, what little things can I change? What little things that are just not hard to do that I can change that will make the world better? I think of little things for myself where it's like just drive less for less air pollution. Don't buy too much takeout because of all the trash you've created. You know, try to go solar so that if you want to use all your electricity, you can do it and you're not hurting anything because you're getting energy from the sun, and the sun has so much more to give than gas. So yeah, I don't know, but that's just me talking nature. You go find your way. You find your thing that makes you happy and helps your mental state. And I'll be that YouTuber. Put it in the comments how you make it how you make it better. You might not get responses. You might not get that community of comments that will increase, create discussion. But you can archive it, and who knows, in the future somebody might respond back to you and stuff. But I appreciate the world that I've kind of created, and I'm hoping I can make it better. That's gonna help my mental state. So yeah, let's see what happens.